last 2 years the hardest 2 years of my life. Could you give me a little grace? I think I did. A little bit too much.
And I'm not going to keep my mouth shut about it. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a I
know that's right.
No longer that girl that you've seen the last 2 years.
Yo, it's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I feel like with Kyle and Dorit, I see why they have this distance and this disdain and dislike for each other. So I feel like sometimes with Kyle, I feel like she's stuck in delusion and just like, girl, where the fuck are you thinking that? But y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flame. And if you wanna play with me, you can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Before I talk about Kyle and everybody, I want to talk about Boza. Boza, hands down, is the reason why I watch Housewives.
Forbes named me #1 most influential CMO in the world. I've been on Fast Company's 100 most creative people.
Right? Her success, it really inspires me. Because I'm in corporate America and I'm over here working, like trying to climb the corporate ladder and trying to do basically what she has done. She has done something that not a lot of people have done. Not only is she a CMO, but on top of that, she was, leading, and she was a boss of all these different businesses. Then she retired in her field, spoke at, convention, does like these TED Talks, does like these power conventions for women and people of all gender, non-gender conforming, all these things, and to build them up, to let them know like, hey, this is what I have done, but that's not only what I have done more than that as well. So one thing about Boza, I'm so excited for her to be on the show because she definitely is a true self-made woman, and she talks about her backstory about her husband passing away and her finding a newfound relationship with her daughter, and she felt like it really started once he passed away because that's all they had left. She felt like this sickness and him passing away robbed him of really having being a father, and it robbed her daughter from really being loved or having that love from a father, right? So I fell in love with Boza after that. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know who was casting this year, but baby, y'all did y'all big one across the board. Okay. Yeah. So in the beginning of the episode, right? Beginning of the episode, we see Kyle and motherfucking Dorit. They are continuing their conversation. And Dorit's basically telling Kyle basically told Dorit, girl, okay, I get it, but why are you coming at me like this? And Dorit's basically telling her like, girl, I'm sick and motherfucking tired. You're mad at me about something. And then Kyle's like, well, I feel like it's probably the Amazon Live. She was like, yeah, you over here told me that, oh, we're not friends like we were, like how it seems. We're not as close as it seems. Like we only go on one vacation every 5 years. Like, girl, I over here braid your pussy. Like, I'm your friend. Like, it's just like, I feel like Kyle was trying to play it down because she was upset with her. And Dorit made a valid point. She was like, okay, you got upset with me because of the Watch What Happens Live comment I made.
On Watch What Happens Live, that wasn't even a big deal. Andy asked, how has your relationship been affected by Kyle and Morgan's relationship?
And Kyle was just like, no, I was upset about the whole BravoCon. And when we look back at it, and she said on the Watch What Happens Live that it was more context to it, but girl, it was not. It was not. I saw the live footage from a podcaster. He was over here live streaming. I watched it. That is exactly what Dorit said. Nothing else was cut out. You were upset and you laughed it off. So if you was really upset about what she said, you should have told her in the moment or pulled her to the side and backstage and said, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why did you say that? Now, do I feel like Dorit was playing? Yes, she was playing, obviously, but you took it to heart and then you punished her by not talking to her for months. Dorit, the problem with you is, okay, yeah, y'all might be friends or whatever, girl, you got kids, you got a husband. Girl, if you don't find some shit to do.
For months, why not just come to me and say to me, Dorit, I'm mad at you for this. Dorit, I'm upset with you for this. I didn't have it in me.
Girl, come on now. But Kyle, she just over here stuck in her woes and me's. So Kyle's just like, you know what? Dorit, I'm not about to be talked like this. She's like, I've been going through a lot. Dorit's like, girl, you've been a fucking asshole. And the grace that I had gave you, because Kyle was like, you should give me some grace. She was like, I gave you enough grace. Grace is gone. She's vacant. She's out the door. Bitch, I'm done. I said, ooh.
The hardest 2 years of my life. Could you give me a little grace? I think I did. A little bit too much.
Dorit was not playing. So, you know, Kyle drinks some water. She walks out and she storms off. Garcelle goes behind her. Garcelle's like, Kyle, are you okay? Kyle's like, Dorit is insufferable. I cannot speak to her. And Garcelle's like, well, I know that, but but what happened? So Kyle basically tell her what happened. Garcelle's just like, girl, I understand. We see Erica go after Dorit, like, Dorit, are you okay? Well, like, I saw that, you know, y'all was over here getting into it. Dorit's just like, yeah, you know, Kyle's over here mad at me, but she didn't tell me why she was upset. But if you was upset with something, you could, as a friend would tell me why you're upset, but you didn't do that. Like, she is just like, it's gone too far, and I had to put my foot down.
I'm fed up with the friendship, I'm fed up with the marriage, and I'm fed up with having felt the way I felt.
And I feel like a lot of this might be prompt because of the situation with her husband, and she probably vocalizing more, so she's not going to hold back to her friend. And so, yeah. So we segue over the next day. We see Kyle and Sutton go out for lunch, and, you know, they've been having a rough time. And, you know, Sutton sits down. She said,
Kyle, baby. You know, I over here got some Botox the other day underneath my eyes. Can you tell? Baby?
I was like, I see it right here on your earlobes. Yeah, so I'm just like, girl. I think what I took away from the conversation with Kyle and Sutton is Sutton's trying to give her some type of, you know, comfort. But she asked her, like, have you filed, or you plan on filing? And Kyle was like, well, no, you know, I'm just going through the motions, you know, it is what it is. And then, you know, we pop over and we see Erica, right? Erica and Dorit are over at Boza's house. Gorgeous. Money well spent. Boza's like, can y'all take your shoes off for me? Thank you. She gave him slippers, you know, real hospitable, real bougie, real rich black woman. I ate it up. But, you know, they basically talk about how, you know, Kyle hasn't filed for divorce. And Mauricio's out with another bitch. The woman from Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, he replaced Kyle's photo with her photo. Do you know, I know Kyle was in the house, in the furthest room, door locked, lights off, in the corner, screaming and hollering. I know Kyle was sick. Because we know Kyle loved that man motherfucking down, which is fine. Mauricio is hot. But I'm just like, girl, I know she was sick as fuck.
While PK and Mo are out having like the best time of their lives, we're here fighting in Encino. Like, how does this happen?
And so Sutton's just basically telling her, like, girl, if I was you, I would run to the court. Yeah, I would beat him to the court. I'm divorcing him. Yeah. The fuck? Ain't nobody got time. We see another scene with Kyle, Sutton, Erica, and Kathy. They're all sitting and talking about, you know, Kyle's situation. And Kyle over here got her pigtails. She looked like she's over here just been cleaning the house for 40 days and 40 nights. And, you know, they talk about the whole Mauricio thing, which I'm happy that they're really surrounding her, giving the support that she needs in this moment, obviously. And Kathy's over here just like, you know, all the girls are like, Kyle, we're here for you. Like, if you need anything, you know, we understand how hard it is. I'm going through it. I went through it. This and the third, yada, 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 yada. Then Kathy's like, yeah, you know, Mauricio, he doesn't look good. He looks like he's shriveling up. He does not look good at all. He does not look good at all. And I'm just like, Kathy, I get you're trying to help your sister. I totally get it. But we cannot tell lies.
Hey, I mean, Kyle, you look like you could be his daughter. He has aged. He looks good. Wait.
Like, Mauricio looks damn near better, the best he probably ever looked. He looks hot. Let's call a spade a spade. The bulk of this episode, right, really stemmed from PK and Dorit. And like I said, my parents have both been married 3 times. So there's 5 marriages in total. And I've seen the aftermaths of how these things start. And majority of the time when you have one party that is, especially when you have a lot of arguing, it's not going to end pretty. I hope it does, but they always say, well, we got kids. Girl, to be honest, y'all don't give a fuck about them kids. Y'all are going to fight for blood.
Don't speak to each other nicely. If the server came over and we spoke to the server how we speak to each other, we'd be thrown out of this restaurant.
PK comes in and Dorit, she's like, hey PK, how you doing? So they're just talking, and you know, she's like, well, you know, PK, I know we've been really distant. You really haven't picked up the phone. She's like, well, you know, we talk 5 times a day. He's like, yeah, I understand that, but we're not going to. I said, I see where this is about to go. So she's gagged. She's like, oh. And I feel like she thought that this was going to be amicable. And I feel like PK wants a divorce and Dorit doesn't want a divorce. And to be honest, when you look at them as a couple, it should be vice versa. PK basically talks about, like, you know, I'm not drinking, my illness, this and the third. She said, do you mind if I drink? He said, I don't mind, blah, blah. She's like, can I get a Velveeta soda? 3 limes, splash, mix it, carcass out. I'm just like, girl, give it up. Get something else, please. Like a vodka soda, I don't know. So they basically talk about their tiffs that they've been having, their fights. And he's like, you know, you've been coming at me very hard. You've been over here saying a lot of things that just been so demeaning and belittling.
And PK.
I think I made the biggest change that you wanted. You wanted, your biggest ask was to stop drinking.
And he was like, you know, usually when my life and my lifestyle, I always be the center of attention. And now that you're the center of attention. And I feel like it surrounds on the show that, you know, he said, I'm always bringing you to parties as my +1. But now I'm your +1, and I just don't know how to take that, which is an honest conversation. Like, it's very brave to have these conversations out with a camera in your fucking face. So shout out to them. But Dorit's just like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of things we're arguing with each other, and we're over here yelling. It's very toxic and it's not healthy. She's in the confessional like, yeah, you know, we hit very low, talk about, oh, you're going to hell, I hope you are alone for the rest of your life, I hope you're over here this and the third. And I'm like, that's not low. If you want to go low, Dorit, we can go low. PK, let's start with you. Only PK, why does it seem like you love Mauricio more than you love your wife? Dorit, did you marry PK for his money? Dorit, did you set up those people to rob you? Dorit, did you and PK have insurance fraud? Like, Dorit, there's so many things that we could say that's going to be a low blow. Okay.
I think you went low very quickly. I think you knew my touch points. And you had no problem if you were annoyed in going there.
PK, what about that DUI? Like, there's so many things that we can really say that are low blows. I feel like what she was saying was not low blows. I'm just saying allegedly on these. But I do feel for her because it's just like, you can tell that she's trying to fight for her marriage. And I just feel like PK's at this point, he's just like, look, I'm single PK now. I'm having a good time. It is what it is. I wish you well. Tell the kids, I love them. I'm like, damn, she just like gagged. But that was really it of the episode. I wish the ladies luck and try to navigate this, because I wouldn't know how it would feel. Like, you know, basically for me, I picture myself getting married in my late 30s, really finding someone and taking the time to find someone to fall in love with, just because I've seen so many failed marriages in my life, and people, you know, sacrificing their own singlehood. One is sacrificing their own personalities. 2, in individualities for other people. I felt like, I think I said this before, I felt like my mom prioritized her husband and love over her own kids. And somebody said that, they're like, oh, you know, I'm your husband, so I'm supposed to be over the kids. PK said that, and I'm just like, I don't subscribe to that. I feel like if you have kids, the kids are the number 1 priority, but that's not everybody's viewpoint. They feel like the kids are secondary, and I don't view it that way. I feel like if I have kids, this is something I brought into the world. They are my number 1 priority on this planet, period. But when he was like, yeah, you know, I should be your number 1 priority, so fuck the kids. If it comes to you, you're basically saying, when it comes to you, fuck the kids. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I just want to make sure I take my time, because you see all these divorces, like, damn, is true love hard to find? And sometimes it could be, but sometimes it could just be a season. You love somebody for the season, and it's time to, you know, move on. You learn what you need to learn from that person, and they weren't, you know, your forever person, but, you know, that was just a chapter that you had to get through. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. Please be safe. Have a good time. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a dollar, break your ear here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really ask me for. Now I got to go. Got, bye-bye.